Now, y'all know that every time I play this, that there's a reason for that. And if you're not aware of why we do it, but I usually play that when we're about to talk about something that's clowning, something that is a fool. And honestly, I mean, this is quite disturbing. So I don't know how old this news is, but things always come up. And I got into. I'm settling down, you guys. I actually worked out today. I did a good workout. I did actually today. Thus far, maybe I'll post it on the community post. But let's see. I've done actually 9,791 steps today. And so either way, y'all, feeling good, feeling good, feeling good. And but yeah, I come on here to talk about something I think is a little more important. And like I said, it's quite disturbing. Something that I never, ever, 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 ever see. Something that I never see. And of course, I have to say it like that, never, ever, ever, ever see, because it dawned on me today. Something came across my desk today where one of these people, and that's why we saying to y'all, whether people are conscious of the trauma or other people, because baby, if I don't know what you do behind the scenes, if I don't know what you do behind, you know, behind the scenes, I'm not going to put my hand, in the words of one of my sisters, to fire for you. I'm not going to sit here and speak on your behalf and say, I know my sister, I know my brother, and I know they don't do this, I know they don't do that. Because like I said, I don't know what you do behind the scenes, but it's been brought up that the York family, I guess the daughter, the auntie, one of the one of the daughters of Malachi York, don't quote me on this, came out and was speaking about how certain people did not protect this woman from, being a victim of underage situations. And I talked about this before, and like I say, it really dawned on me because we've always mentioned this, but I've always seen these people speak about homosexuality and Hershey Highway, including like your favorites like Bobby Hemmett and Phil Valentine and just name a few. But I've never heard them talk about pedophilia. I never heard them talk about herbophilia. Is that correct? When they're over 15 years old, when they're under 15, they're pedo, or I think it's under 14. If they're 14 and under, it's called herbophilia. Don't quote me on that, but it's something like that, right? But I've never heard these people talk about that. And even some of your favorite female, right? Some of your favorite female spiritualists, the same thing. They'll talk about homosexuals, gay, queer, rainbow people, but they'll never sit here and they'll talk about pedophiles or womanizers, women who sexual. And of course, I feel like a lot of people are victims of that. I do feel like they are victims of being groomed. And that's why you don't hear stories about their childhood. They're not fond. They're not happy about their fathers or mothers raising them. And although even some of them will try to, put their mouth on the gay people, the spiritual and non-spiritual gay people, and they always have a sermon about homosexuality and people playing with booties, but they never talk about them growing up in a two-parent household and how they're happy being raised by their father and their mother. In fact, a lot of them speak about how their mother didn't like them or how their father didn't like them. A lot of them will mention about how they're raised by their auntie or their grandmama or their granddaddy. And I always say, being someone who's seen people on both sides and being someone who's been on this side, actually growing up with their parents and seeing their parents and know what it's like to have a mother love and a father love and all that good stuff. And then, like I said, know people who don't have that. I think that we operate and we move very differently. And so in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, if I'm really in tune, if I'm really in touch with my inner child, because that's really what spirituality is about. It's about finding your inner child. It's about finding and connecting and nurturing and protecting your inner child. Because of course, whatever age you were at when a trauma or traumatic experience happened, you are literally stuck in that age. So if you've had a traumatic experience, y'all, from like let's say 3 years old to 12 years old, at every area of that life, your brain, your personality is fragmented. Going into stories about other people, because I cannot speak about other people of my experience, which is LGBT. I cannot speak about them, but like I said, for me, myself, and I don't have any stories of being beaten. I don't have any stories about being touched on, violated on. I've witnessed things. I've seen people go through things, and that was my trauma, witnessing these things and not being able to speak about it. But of course, that's things that I had to work on. That's my own inner healing. But me personally being a victim of certain things like that outside of domestic violence or being assaulted by someone who I loved and cared for very dearly, like I said, that's not my story. And so I do know that my energy, my ability, my personalities is my own. And it can even go in a sense of protecting myself and keep myself safe. And so, like I said, going through that, right? Seeing other people who are so called spiritually in tune and they're reading other people. I'm like, what did you do to go through your trauma? If you're sitting there telling me your story about how you had a baby father, baby mother, who did not love you, accept you, you had children together, that was your purpose. Spirit told you were only meant to come together to make amazing children. Why not tell us those stories? Versus worrying about if you're not into that, because maybe you are, who knows? Because I think there are a lot of gay and lesbian people out there that act like they're not, but they are. And I do feel like that when it comes to a lot of your, spiritual advisor stuff. I do feel like they are. This is why they're single and or they're not around their fucking kids because they're really homosexuals and they're really lesbians. And so, of course, they're trying to convince themselves because, of course, we know that to be true as well. When a man is in question about his sexuality and or when a female is, they will try to do things to prove to themselves if that's true or if that's not true, right? That's their comfort zone. So they'll try to even balance out their homosexuality with their heterosexual identity, which is called living a double life, where they will do gay shit and they'll try to, well, I got all these women pregnant, so there's no way they would know this. And so either way, it even goes deeper to be like pedophiles. And some of these people have been caught. Some of these people have gotten arrested. Some of these people are still behind bars, for doing such things. And there's some that has not been arrested. There's some that has not been caught up. There's some that has not been charged because, of course, they got their foot on their victim's neck. And like I said, I've always wondered, and I don't see people question this either. I mean, like it's almost like how would I say this? It's almost as if these people who are alleging that they're not homosexual or lesbian, as if they are trying to get you to focus on that community, which mind you, this community, LGBT community, is less than 1% of the population. And if you want to really get nasty about it, we'll say less than 3% of the population. And the other percentage of that population, you got your pastors, you got your ministers, you got your fathers, you got your brothers. Some of y'all daddies are pedophiles. I'd say it like that. But some of y'all fathers are abusers. And it goes into that as well, y'all, enablers. Not only are some people a part of that, they are an enabler to that. They know men who have, essayed women and children, and they're not doing anything about it. But instead, they sit there nasty as some motherfucking camera, fat, skinny, tall, black, white, Christian, straight, gay, and they want to talk about what the fuck the homosexual doing, as if that's the issue. A man getting dicked down by another man, a woman getting tongued down and loved on by another woman does not affect the fact that the heterosexual community have a real big issue about single parent households and also the father and the mother not really being in the motherfucking picture. Like I said, if that was my story, being a heterosexual male or female, and I grew up in a household where my mother or father did not raise me, that would be my story. That would be my conversation. That would be my healing, right? Because, of course, we're out here teaching, but we're also out here healing ourselves. We're out here helping other people to find their spirituality or their spiritual identity. We're actually, in return, also healing ourselves and get ourselves close to our purpose as well. And so that is something that I will be talking about. I wouldn't be worrying about what a homosexual doing because I'm not gay. I wouldn't be worried about what a lesbian doing because I'm not a lesbian. I wouldn't be worried about what a transgender doing because I'm not a transgender. I would be concerned about what, and then that even goes to the followers too. If your followers are most partly black or whatever, white, heterosexual identified people, wouldn't that be your content? And like I said, there's just things that I was thinking about today, y'all, as I'm looking at this video of this woman who's of age now, who, tells her story about being a victim, being, violated by grown men and other men not speaking up about it. It's like, girl, why ain't nobody talking about this? Why are the sex working spiritualists the topic of discussion? Why is it that we're talking about gay people and the celebrities doing gay stuff? Well, that's not the problem. That's not the problem. Girl, if you don't let that gay man live his gay life, live his best gay life, while on the flip side, you got men out here, and it's quite disgusting thinking about it. Like really sitting there thinking about it. It's quite to me. That is very concerning to me. We're concerned about things that does not bother us, but we're not concerned about things that does bother us. A lot of healing, a lot of mental illness, a lot of, stagnation, a lot of not elevating amongst certain communities is not going on, it's not happening because of unresolved trauma. And a lot of the trauma is not mama and daddy abandonment. It's not mama and daddy not being in the picture. It's not about that. It's about SAs. It's about being groomed. It's about being violated against your consent. And like I said, some people have had babies within a spiritual community, honey, by their own dads. Some people sit up on camera every day with y'all and talk every day openly and so calmly while they have a child by their brother or their motherfucking father. Some women will sit on camera and talk about homosexuals, talk about lesbians and the Rainbow Coalition, booty bandits, and all this other good shit. They got to throw that in there. They got to throw that in there. Well, no matter what video they do, they got to talk about that while they sitting over there with a baby by they want that man. And in fact, man, girl, there's two people right now that I know for a fact that sits right on the camera in front of y'all that are female spiritualists, give you readings and all that. They've never seen therapy or any of that. And they were groomed by their child's father. Their child father was 30 years older than them. 20 to 30 years older than them. They were 6 years old. This man was already in his 40s, having a baby by this man. But they're not talking about that. In their mind, it was a choice. Oh, I made the decision to do this. Girl, your brain is not fully developed until you're 27 years old, girl. You thought you made a consent to that, but you are a victim. And instead of you working out your victimhood, instead of you going through what we do to heal ourselves, you're deflecting. And you're worried about the motherfucking homosexuals. And of course, it's kind of like going through some type of to have you to focus on other sexual trauma. And of course, that's what they're thinking of it as. They're thinking that we're going to talk about the gays to make that the highlight of the conversation, to make that the concern for all of us when it doesn't concern you. It doesn't concern you. Girl, like I said, respectfully, if you're dating a woman and you think she might be into other women, let that lesbian go have fun and be that lesbian. If you're dating a man, you think this man might be gay, let that homosexual go have fun with other homosexuals. What's the problem? But the saddest thing about it is you're going to hold on to that. You're going to expose him. You want to let the world know that this man like other men. There's videos out there. People are discussing that. Girl, you even have people that are in the LGBT community exposing LGBT community admirers and suitors, but they're not talking about their father or their older brother or their older cousin that violated them. They're not going into that story, but they could sit live and loud and on color and sit right there and with their makeup on, wigs on. And hi, I'm here to talk about Young Buck. I'm here to talk about Bobby Valentino. I'm here to talk about blah, 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 blah. And yes, he was all in my DMs. He wanted this. But yet you're not talking about you being a 5-year-old and being forced down to do what the fuck you didn't want to do or you weren't conscious of doing. And like I said, it bleeds over even into the heterosexual community. Well, we're concerned about who's gay. Oh, I knew he was gay. Oh, he's a sellout. Oh, he's a devil worshiper. Oh, she's a devil worshiper. Girl, let's talk about your essay. Let's normalize talking about your trauma. Let's normalizing sweeping up and cleaning up our own house before worrying about other people's dirty ass houses. Let's normalize speaking about your trauma before you try to point out other people's trauma. Let's talk about it. Let's normalize that. Let's normalize questioning why a lot of these so-called leaders are aware of young women and children being violated by their brothers, by their spiritual brothers, by their spiritual uncles, by their spiritual fathers, and they're not speaking upon it. They're not speaking upon it. They sitting back here and every chance they get, though, they talk about the homosexuals and the rainbows and the rainbow this and the rainbow that. And like I said, it's not, think about it, y'all. All the young pharaohs and all these other people that sit here and talk about homosexuals and having sex anally. And it's just like, there's almost as if they're infatuated with, like, do you want to have anal sex with another man? Like, is that, you bring it up as like you're curious of it. And then on the flip side of that, let's talk about you. How many women you know that are victims of being SA'd as an adult or a child? Like, this should be the discussion. This should be the concern. I don't care about being a heterosexual woman. I'm not concerned to hear a heterosexual man talk about a gay man. Because now I'm looking at you like, baby, you sound like you want to be a part of that. I don't want to hear a straight man talk about a gay man. Because it's giving me that, baby, you want to be a part of that. For somebody who loves women so much, for someone who loves, I feel like having sex with a woman is so magical. Baby, let's talk about your magical ability with a woman. Why every time you turn around, you're talking about gay people? And even going into the women that talks about it, because I see more women spiritualists talk about gay community than I do the men. The men. The women, and one of them in particular was somebody I really can't stand. Bitch, really can't stand that nasty ass bitch, honey. Anyway, globber, shit, flubber, dubber, asshole. Anywho, let's get up off that girl because, of course, mama had a lot to say on the internet, but when a bitch hit her up years ago, mama didn't respond. And it's like, of course you're not going to respond, girl, because you're a cop-chasing ass bitch. You're a flubber, dubber ass, cop-chasing ass, middle girl. Listen, anywho, mama, every time you get a chance, she's talking about gay men and transgenders. Every time you turn around, I don't really hear her talk about lesbians because the rumor has it that she is one. But you don't hear her talk about lesbians. You hear her talk about the transgenders and the gay man. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, like, damn, if I like straight men so much and I'm a straight woman, a heterosexual woman, and I just love heterosexual men, no straight man want to hear a woman talk about gay people all day. No straight men. The only people that want to hear a woman talk about gay people is insecure ass women and gay men that are jealous of these other gay men. And don't let it be you coming for a transgender person and this gay man is one of what they call a jag hag, because they're called the ones that like the gay boys, the jigs hag, girl, the bundle of sticks hags. But when the gay boys befriend these overweight, insecure ass women, they call them a jag hag. And so they be the ones be pumping these women up, girl. These women be built so sloppy, so nasty. A lot of them be having a fucked up ass, just everything be fucked up about them, girl. They try to fix stuff up sometimes to get a good wig, put on some good makeup, get their nails done. But girl, they say you put lipstick on a pig, it doesn't make it a woman. And girl, they be over here just tooting these women's horns up. Oh yeah, read that man down. And yeah, come for that training. And yeah, I don't really care for the gay community. I'm part of the gay community. I don't care for that. And I'm just like, girl, y'all both look nasty and pitiful. Y'all both look nasty and pitiful. For you to be into penis, for you to be wanting a man, why is that not your concern? Why is that not your discussion? Because I mean, like I said, as a heterosexual woman, my concern would be attracting a man who would be into other men or men who would be into children. So I'm going to point out the fact that I'm aware of that a lot of you men like children, and I'm going to let you know that I'm aware of that, and I don't get down with that shit. So that's going to be my discussion. And maybe behind the scenes, we're going to discuss the homosexualness and, hey, I know the signs of what a gay man look like and this and that. And maybe we'll have that little discussion. But like I said, to sit here and talk about that every time I get a chance as a heterosexual woman, it's giving me a lot. It's giving me that I'm just this insecure ass woman that is mad because these trannies and these gay boys are getting all the men. And these men really want to be with these trannies and these gay boys. And they really don't want to be with my nasty ass, my bad built ass, flubber dubber ass. That's what they be giving. They be giving that girl, I'm a little bit upset. I'm a little insecure. I don't care about these men that like these little kids. I'm not concerned about a man who want to essay a woman or essay a kid. That's not my concern. And like I said, it's even more scary, y'all, because you have a spiritualist who is a bisexual spiritualist, allegedly, which a lot of them claim that they are. And mama, used to give off that she would get possessed by this male spirit and shit. But she was actually talking about how she looked up to the York family. And like his own daughters have come out. People of this camp have come out and said this man has allegedly, there was a lot of just stuff going on, a lot of nasty ass, demonic ass, traumatizing ass, against human nature ass shit that took place. And this bitch said, oh, nasty ass, bad faced ass, moly roly doly boly ass on motherfucking camera, and said that I stand for him. So you're a pedophile too. You're an enabler. And there's nothing worse, in my opinion, than a sexual assaulter enabler and a pedophile enabler. There's nothing worse in this world than a pedophile. And now I'm looking at all of you. Now I'm looking at all of you where I'm like, this is where the difference is. It's not because I'm trans. It's not because I'm a part of a whole nother lifestyle than you. It's the fact that we're literally on two different sides of the track, because I might be a part of that alternative lifestyle. I might be a part of some type of sexual diversion or deviancy. I may be a part of some type of demonic ass shit, as people would call it, but I will never be down for people sexually assaulting women or children. I'll never be down for people performing acts on children, women, elderly, or animals. I'll never be down for that. And so, baby, whether you're gay, straight, whatever, girl, that's going to be my discussion. Whether you are a part of the community or not, that's going to be my discussion, bitch. And we're not the same. In the words of Kendrick Lamar, they're not like us. And so this is what I'm looking at now as a whole throughout these whole years, where I'm like, why are these women pro-woman and pro-children, allegedly? Because they were coming for me when I was talking about people's grandkids and people's children, and I wasn't talking about them in bad ways. I was just saying, like, damn, like, you should be concerned about your kids, not what the fuck I'm over here doing. But now I'm looking at all these people like, why are y'all not talking about the pedophiles? Is it because your husband is that? Is it because your father is that? Is it because your son is that? Or maybe you're that, because there's women pedophiles out there too. Why are you not discussing that? That should be a concern. You are literally pacifying the sexual assault of women and children. And instead, your discussion, instead of talking to your people who could be possibly victims of that to help heal them, you're like, don't focus on your healing. Focus on these gay niggas. Focus on these transgenders. Let's not focus on the fact that your baby father may be a pedophile. Let's not focus on that. Let's focus on these gay niggas. And even going into this as well, y'all, this might get into a little bit of you know, conflict of what would they call it? Conflict of interest. No, maybe like conflict of confidentiality. But I'm not saying no names. I'm just gonna say it. I've had um I've had a one-on-one session with someone who is known as a serial spiritual advisor. What would you call that? Somebody who get a reading done by all the spiritualists on here. She know all this, all the readers, all the spellcasters. Girl, she done had a girl 20 years of doing rituals that still haven't manifested. And I'm like, girl, you don't understand. You're the problem. It's not the spiritual people. It's your motherfucking ass. It's your rotten ass. But either way, mama said on that motherfucking phone, y'all, and respectfully, she's been blocked ever since, by the way, y'all. And this was 2018. She's been blocked since then. But respectfully, mama sit here and she was, hey, something's going on with my child's father. I've noticed that, he comes around when he wants to come around and blah, 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 blah. She's getting into this story. And of course, we're tapping in. I'm like, there's a lot of underage stuff here. And of course, I'm asking her, like, how many kids you got this person? One. So who are these underage energies that I'm picking up? And girl, that wasn't her concern. She basically, without saying directly, bitch, I don't care about that. I care about him coming home to me and giving it to me. I don't care about what he got going on outside this house. And it's like, are you serious? You gonna sit there and tell me that you are more concerned about a man who clearly don't want you? Out of the 10 years you've known him, this man has been out of the home most of the time, 99% of the time. But you're more concerned about not what this man may bring back to you, not what charges may also bring upon you, and also where he's been. Fuck all that, where he's been at. But you're more concerned about him coming back to you versus what he's doing while he's not with you. That's some sick ass shit. And of course, I let it marinate with the person because I know a lot of times people be in like a culture shock or they be going through a lot. And I'm like, well, let's go ahead and let's end it back. And then, of course, what made me get to the point of blocking them in 2018 was after that reading, and I let it marinate. We booked another reading, and she's like, hey, I'm concerned that my man might be gay. And that put the ice on the cake for me. I said, bitch, you're blocked. Respectfully, I thank you so much for your support and, reaching out to me and trusting me with all your tea. But this point on, I don't want to work with you because it's clear to me that, this person, it's something not right with this person. And of course, you're more concerned about this man being gay and this man cheating on you than this man being a pedophile. And so it rocked me to my core and it made me say, block. And so, of course, girl, sometimes I be wanting to know update stuff on people. And I'm like, girl, I don't know. I haven't heard from that person. Like I said, they've been blocked. I haven't seen them up in here neither. So I don't know what's going on with them. I really don't care at this point. But baby, hopefully Karma done met up with the motherfucker and her ass too. And she got too, because she's an enabler. And like I said, baby, I don't play that. And so like I said, we're looking back and we're collecting data and we're watching. And like I said, those who are awake, girl, we're not talking about those who are asleep. Because girl, some people, girl, I'm sorry, girl. Listen, girl. If you want to stay stupid and dumb, bitch, because people say ain't nobody stupid. Yes, they are. There's a lot of stupid ass people out there. Okay? If you want to stay stupid, stay stupid over there. I don't care to play with stupid people just to make sure, like, girl, no shit, no shade. No. What I'm concerned with right now, and which everyone should be concerned with, is why are people acting like they care about a particular community when they really don't? And it's not just them caring about a community as far as maybe not potentially elevating you all, taking all your money, you're doing these seminars, you're doing these things with these events with them. And yet collectively, we're still seeing nothing. In fact, I see a reset. I see it go back. I see us going back 100 years almost. As time are going on, we're going further and further, further and further, further and further back. And even going into the mind control and the mind games, which I won't get into here, but people have done videos on it recently. And they broke it down how a lot of things people are trying to say is a degression, but it's actually a progression, right? And so either way, I'm more concerned with these so-called leaders and these people that are here to empower you. Because see, that's the concern part right there, empowerment, right? How are you empowering others or helping people to be empowered, which is the jumpstart of their healing, if you're not, first of all, giving them the tools to identify where the problem lies and also giving them the tools to overcome it? Because you cannot be empowered while the trauma that you've experienced has not been resolved. And that's how we're telling people, you can spend all the money you want. You go to all these seminars. You can go to all these, you can buy all the spiritual candles you want. You can do all the spiritual baptisms. You can join the house of Ifa. You can join the house of Palo Kibisa. You can join all this shit. You go to Africa. You go to Haiti. You can be baptized in the blood. You can clog your menses with Bible scriptures. You're not going to elevate if the trauma is not resolved. And as a certain community of people out there, because I'm not going to keep saying a certain community, I'm not going to call out what it is because you know what the fuck it is. As a whole, you guys are not questioning why your leaders are doing fucked up ass shit like pedophilia, scam artisan, and also not being fucking fathers and mothers to their fucking children. You're not questioning why collectively they're willing to abandon their children and they're willing to abandon their life forces for some fucking dick or some fucking money. But on the flip side, these same people sit here and talk about prostitutes. They sit here and talk about strippers, escorts, transgenders, homosexuals. Bitch, that's who they are. They didn't abandon a child to do that, though. They didn't do some fucked up ass shit to do that, though. And I said, I'm not speaking for the whole community because there are some fucked up ass people. They're just like there's some fucked up ass straight people. There's some fucked up ass LGBT people. They're not my people. They're part of that community, though, but they're not my people. Hello? Just like there's some black people. They're not, they're listen. They're part of listen. They're not a part, listen. Bitch, they're not my people. They skin folks, not kin folks. So like I said, that should be the concern for everybody else. All this other shit that we're being distracted by is quite alarming to me. I'm even going into right now that people talk about alien ships or something coming in like 51 days, 52 days. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself like, but what the fuck does it have to do with the fuck ass thing? A lot of people are hoping that the alien ship come and destroy the whole fucking earth because in the inside, their inner child is crying. Their inner child is crying out for help, and they're not getting help. These people are being misled. These people are groomed to be comfortable in their trauma. And that's sad to me. And like I said, a lot of this is going over people's head because a lot of people really don't give a fuck. And I said that I'm going to continue to say, you don't care. You don't care about it. It's better to hear about other people's trauma and other people's drama than your own. Some people will literally be in a fuck the best situation where the husband or the boyfriend don't want to be there, or the baby father don't abuse their ass. They might get slapped up by this man. And instead of them working that out, they'll get right on social media and be fighting in the comment section of a fucking Cardi B post. Like, bitch, go worry about your children and your children's father, bitch. Why the fuck you in here fighting? What are you trying to, while you here reading us down and fighting with the gays? Because gays ain't got kids to be worried about. You know what I'm saying? They got to be worried about the next D they're going to be sucking on. But where's your kids at? And like I say, even going to the flip side of that, what about your trauma? What about your mama and daddy issues, potentially? What about how you keep picking the same bad man and bad woman? Because it goes both ways. Like I said, people are not questioning that. This is not a discussion that's had, on a large scale. But what is discussed almost by every single spiritual person is gay and trans. Almost every spiritual person of a particular group of people will make it seem like the LGBT people are the enemy. Where I'm like, no, girl, your pastors are, your teachers are, your neighbors are, your husbands are. Because a lot of your husbands, a lot of your baby fathers, they're out here doing things to your kids and you don't really give a fuck. You know why? because you want that man so bad. You got daddy mommy issues. The inner child in you is begging, needing love and attention from an older man or older woman. And now that's your baby father. That's your husband. So you don't care about the drama and the trauma that comes along with him. And that'd be another thing too, girl. Ain't no way I'm gonna marry a man or date a man where his mama is calling me out my motherfucking name and she want to fight me. And I'm not gonna give him an ultimatum either. I'm gonna make that decision for him. Cause baby, that same trauma and drama that he's dealing with his mama is also how he's allowing his mama to treat you is exactly how he sees you. Because, baby, when you step out of your parents' house, it's called leaving the nest. Am I like I said, I like to speak right. Honey, when you become grown and you move the fuck out your parents' house, they call it empty nesters because you left out the nest. Ain't no motherfucking way that I'm going to start a family and my mother, father, or brother or sister's going to come in between me and my new family. Baby, I will disown every motherfucking body, change my number, change my location, and don't have nothing to do with these motherfuckers. And that's what I be thinking about too, where it's like, girl, that's trauma. That show you right there. This man is never gonna be a good man. Oh, he's a good man to his children. Girl, you so delusional. Ain't no man gonna sit here and be a good father to his kids while his mama's out here talking shit about the woman who gave birth to his children. You are a prize to this man. If you gave this man children, bitch, you are a prize to him. Ain't no man gonna sit here who has a healthy relationship with his mama, let that mama disrespect his wife. But like I said, that's how they're concerned to y'all. Y'all too worried about who's sucking dick, who getting twinkled down, who, and that's what I said. It be giving me jealousy vibes. It be giving me insecure vibes. It be giving me that you want to be this nigga in this wig. It be giving me that you want to be this woman that be bumping and tapping on each other. That's what it be giving me. It be giving me that you be so upset that you just say, damn, these people are so free. They have celebration. They be having their fun. They be Shazam Shantan. They be walking down the street with this car. Girl, I could never put on no heels. And girl, you be seeing overweight drag queens. You be seeing demonic ass looking drag queens. So girl, look at Jeffree Star. You be seeing the worst of the worst girls putting on this makeup shit. Y'all, I would never have that confidence. That's why you come for them. Ain't no way I'm gonna let 1% of a population, girl, what is that? That would be like 3 for every 100 person bother me and ruffle my feathers. Bitch, I'll look and probably roll my eyes, girl. But I'm not about to sit here and read you the fuck down and let you motherfucking have it. Especially when I know on that side that there's a lot of perpetrators. There's a lot of heterosexual identifying pastors, teachers, directors, coaches that are out here preying on your children. Like I said, I'm more concerned about that. I'm not concerned about what a grown man and grown woman is doing. I'm concerned about what a man is doing to a woman or a child that don't want anything to do with this man. That's what I'm concerned with. I'm concerned about bullying and manipulating people to like your nasty ass when you don't like yourself. And that's where it is for me. And that's why I said, like, maybe that's something that'll never be resolved. Maybe that's something I'll never get an answer to. You know, maybe I'll just have to let the universe keep working through and do what the universe do to bring it all to the light and shut the shit down. But it's like, girl, nobody else is concerned about this. Like, we're doing all these videos about fantasy shit. We're doing all these hot topics and alien this and that and this and that and oh this and the Epstein and the MAGA this and the demo this and all that. Girl, this shit's been going on for the past 220 something years. Girl, it's gonna continue to happen when you're not here. Girl, oh, these are pedophiles. Oh, they all over here. They all like children. Oh, they protect them. Girl, some of y'all dads are that. Some of y'all husbands are that. Some of y'all are victims of that, and you're not speaking about your victimness. Oh, I'm triggered. Oh, I'm triggered by this. What? But you're not triggered about worrying about what another man or woman is doing with their lives? Like, that's triggering to me. Girl, there's no way. There's 24 hours in a day. There's no way that I could sit here unless it means something to me, right? Like, we're connected, we're vibing, you tell me something's bothering you. There's no way out of my 24 hours I can do my research and say, what is the Pierce community doing? Let me do my research on the people that got their face tattooed and got their tongue cut like a snake. Like, I don't have the time for that. And so it boggles my brain to say, how do these people who are not a part of that community are so into what the LGBT got going on? And it's everywhere we turn. So you met far more drag queens and transgenders and homosexuals in real life than you have pedophiles? Hello? Hello? Because I got into it with the so-called ex-friend, but the girl mama was like 12 years old and she had a 32-year-old boyfriend. And then didn't have the nerve to have sex with the boyfriend at 32 and had sex with a 27-year-old brother and gonna say that she was aware of this. And I'm like, so what is your problem with gay people? Are you jealous? Are you jealous? Because a lot of these people are good looking ass motherfuckers, and the niggas that you got were sloppy toppy and they look disgusting now. Even then they look nasty, girl, because hello? I was like, girl, let me see what they look like. They were nasty built, girl. They looked like pit bulls and fucking piranhas in the face. I was like, girl, you thought this shit was hot? Girl, what was going on in your house? What was going on in your house, sister? No shade. Like, what? And you weren't about these. And I don't really have a problem with gay people. I just like, whoa, so what you talking about then? Because the same way that that man did that to you, there's men that are doing that may do that to your child. I mean, that would be a concern for me. Like I said, I won't be worried about what a man and a woman doing because that's not in my household. I have nothing to do with that. Like I said, unless I am a part of that and I'm a little jealous that they're getting someone I'm not. I mean, I don't know. But I'm going to be talking about things that are concerning to me. And that's what I do when I come out here and I speak to you guys. I speak about things that are very much concerning to me. And watching this shit, y'all, it's quite disturbing. It's quite disturbing seeing the Uma York story and this confrontation she had with these people, and they were so called busy. And I was in a big event, and it's just like, wait, what? So, but you knew and you know the story about this man doing this fucked up ass shit, and nobody's speaking about that. But you're not going to speak about that because those who sponsored you and endorsed you are the pedophiles. See, they're not the gays, they're not the trans, they're not the lesbians. They are the pedophiles. And so you're not going to speak against it. And this is why none of them talks about it. This is why we have some people that come out in stores that say, when I was a kid, I was sexually assaulted. Well, who sexually assaulted you? And why is that not your topic of discussion? Why every time you turn around, you talk about gay people? And there's another one too that I'm sitting here thinking about y'all. And of course, I just want to say this as well. I don't make fun of anybody's demise. I don't make fun of anybody's trauma because I've witnessed trauma. I've seen, trauma, and I know how it has fucked up people's lives. A lot of people I know that were abused and or went through experiences that I witnessed. These people are either deceased right now, they're on drugs, strung out on drugs somewhere, or they're in prison. And so I know what it do. So I would never, I wouldn't wish that on people, not even people I don't care for. But I'm sitting here watching, and I'm just like, one of these people years ago, about 2007, 2009, and that's why I say I don't really care for a lot of these older spiritualists, because this person, I think she's in her 50s now, maybe even 60s. I don't know, because a lot of them, lie about their age, but that's not my business. But she sat right here on a live. There was a call in. I think she had like a gay boy that would do readings and stuff, right? And she would do readings with this guy. And I think his name was like Indigo Chance or Chance the Indigo or something like that. And I remember she was sitting here having conversation. And of course, I had a question because I'm like, girl, wait a minute. Why is this straight woman talking about gay? Well, allegedly this person is bi, or they had an experience with a woman. And their exact thing to me was like, this is a nigga bitch, and this man just haven't had no pussy. And then I think she alluded that I had like mommy issues or something. So I wanted to be like my mother. My daddy touched on me. And I'm just like, girl, that ain't my story. And then it came out that that was her story, that she was violated by people and people witnessed that. I think her mother was a part of it, or her mother did. I don't remember the story. But then she came out later and said how people were drugging her and was also becoming very sexual promiscuous to her. And I'm kind of like, well, that's kind of what happened when you kind of like throw things out there about people and you talk about how they're victims of something that they're not, because that's like, y'all, that's some fucked up ass shit to put on somebody. Somebody who's never been molested or sexually assaulted to put that on them when there's true victims out there, that's some fucked up ass shit to put on. And then so now that you're the actual victim and you actually have a story to tell, now you want everybody to feel sorry for you, bitch, you don't give a fuck. And like I said, if this person's ever willing to have a conversation, I'm willing to come out and talk about it. I'm willing to call them out to their motherfucking face and talk it out with their motherfucking ass. But bitch, you called me out and you said that bitch that I was trans because I had mommy issues and I didn't have no pussy. When you don't know my motherfucking story. You don't know how many women I dated. You don't know anything about my life. You don't know anything about any of that. But clearly you were going through that. And instead of you saying, hey, I was a victim of this, let me potentially help another fellow person who could have been through this, you wanted to victim shame when you were the victim and I wasn't. And so that always left a nasty taste in my mouth after that, y'all. And that was like 2008, 2009. Y'all, we're in 2025 about to 2026. And so like I said, looking at all these people, once again, you guys are all the problem. You are either a victim of it, instead of speaking about it to help other victims, you enable the people who do it. And then, of course, when you're being attacked by people who are also groomed by these people, now all of a sudden, I'm being bugged. I'm being sexually assaulted. I'm being stalked. This man wants me. He's making sexual gestures at me. But is that not energy manifesting? Because I would never make fun of somebody who could possibly be a victim or not be a victim. I would never do that. I would never sit there and say, bitch, oh, she's been violated. This is why she is the way she is. What? How would you know that? And if that was the story, what would make you talk about that like that? Outside of you trying to deflect off of your own situation. And that's one example of that. So like I said, girl, I don't want anything to do with anybody that's a YouTuber, TikToker, I don't care what the fuck you are, content creator, leader, however. Girl, if you're a victim of any type of sexual pedophilic situation, you know these people be pedophiles and you don't want to have that discussion, bitch, leave me the fuck alone. We don't got nothing to talk about. And also stop talking about a community that has nothing to do with you. Instead of you out here focus on that community, focus on people like you that can relate to you to help them on their healing journey. And then you will see a lot of laws that will be passed to protect you and people like you. But you're not wanting to discuss that. And this is where the problem is. Instead of you discussing your problems and things that could be changed, you're on about shit's not gonna be changed. Girl, there's been niggas sucking dick and women bumping poom pooms since the beginning of time. That's not gonna change. Just like there's been men touching on children. But that's a big concern because these people that are victims of that grow up to be fucked up ass people. They grow up in their trauma, and not saying, because let me take that back. They don't grow up to be fucked up as people, but they grow up to be not operating in their best of best self. And a lot of times they become victim shamers. A lot of times instead of them talking about their own story, about what they witnessed, they'll come out and say, oh, these gay people, they don't like their mama, they don't like their daddy. Oh, and it's like, girl, what? Girl, what? But how do you know that? Have you had a discussion with my mama? Have you had a discussion with me? Like, are you the mother of a gay child? Are you a closet gay and you're not like, what will make, well, like, and then of course people go into this as well. Well, white people speak on black people if they know what black people go through. Girl, that's how I say all the time. Straight people speak on gay people like this. They know what gay people go through. And it gives them that y'all do know what they go through because you're secretly homosexuals. That's what it be giving me. It be giving me that you speak about it so freely and you know a lot. Oh, I know a lot because I have a gay friend. Girl, stop it. Girl, stop it. Girl, you talk about it because that's something that you can understand, that your man more than likely might want to be with a man before he want to be with you. And that bothers you. So let's have this discussion. And the saddest part is, like I say, it doesn't bother you that your man may potentially be into abusing women. He may be into playing with children. That doesn't bother you. In your sick ass mind, that's not a problem. Well, the problem is that this man might want to be with another man. In reality, what is bothersome to you is that this man might want to be with another man. You're not concerned about him liking kids. You're not concerned about him doing things to women that he shouldn't do, including yourself. You don't care about that. You were concerned about this man liking other men. That bothers you. It bothers you. And so, like I said, that's where I'm at with that, honey. Something I want to talk about, like I said, is something that freshly came up. Of course, like I said, I'm always thinking about, like, girl, where's these discussions at? Why instead we talk about Hershey Highway, like say the Bobby Hemmett and all that? Are there any videos of Bobby Hemmett and Young Pharaoh and all these other people talking about womanizers or pedophiles? Are there any? Where's the topic about polite? Where's the topic about all these other alleged pedophiles and womanizers who like the woman to be young and underage? Where's those discussions at? And then the women, you really want to hear another man talk about another man? And oh, I know what he's doing. And oh, yeah, these gay people, they just be reversing the chakras and shit. What? So wait a minute, hold on. And that's what I be saying too. It'd be the right messengers, but it'd be the wrong messengers. Girl, listen, you know so much about chakras and energy. Girl, I mean, let's talk about it. So you becoming a felon or you becoming a criminal did not like flip your energy up any type of way? You behind bars and you in these concrete ass walls on this hard ass cot using sock and lotion to pleasure yourself. That's not a mutilation or abomination onto your body, which is called the holy temple. Can we talk about it? It's only traumatizing and it's only bad when it's somebody who you allege you're not a part of does something weird and funny. Ooh, that's kind of weird. They be out here sodomizing each other. But is that, I mean, girl, using socks and lotion and shit, like say in a brick wall on a cock, is that not some form of humiliation, mutilation? Is that not some type of sexual deviance? Is that not some type of alternative? Because girls, there's nothing but men there. I mean, we're just going to talk about it here right now. There's no way I would get excited because I'm not into them. There's no way I would get excited or turned on being around other women. There's no way that I would be sitting here fantasizing about a man with other women and I'm getting excited because I'm not into that. Now, around the people that I like, if there's a man here and we're talking, I just might be like, oh my God, I'm thinking about it now. I just, there you go. But that's what we're thinking about. There's no way that as a straight man or straight woman that I would be getting turned on. If, first of all, being a straight man, you wouldn't want to go to jail. That'd be the first thing I'd be thinking about. Like, damn, I'm gonna be locked up with these other ass men. I don't want to be smelling all these musty ass niggas and dirt. Like, girl, what? Like, make it make sense. And some of the people, they love to be behind, they're gonna talk about they behind bars, whatever. Yeah, I do feel like there's a small percentage of these people that are, behind bars, what they call it, innocently. But some people have been given chances, y'all, after chance. Like, I know several people right now, we can talk about right now that are black, about 20 people who were given chance after chance after chance, and one of them actually committed murder with a screwdriver, and they only have served 8 years behind bars for murdering somebody with a screwdriver. Can we talk about it? Hello, in West Virginia, a black man, by the way, in West Virginia, allegedly is a racist state, but he served 8 years for killing a white man, and this is a black man killing a white man. Can we talk about it? So, yeah, some of the stories are definitely that, but a lot of times I be like, girl, some of these men, they like going to prison. They like going to go see their boyfriends behind bars. And like I said, that would be the problem. And that's what I would just come out and say. I'm upset that my man might be, he might have a husband behind bars. And I'm upset about it. That would be my discussion, y'all. I would be sitting here bashing no gay boy, no gay, like, girl, anybody. Unless, of course, something about them really bothers me. And I'm going to tell y'all what bothers me. I'm going to tell you what bothers me. I'm not going to sit here and just start talking and the gays and the booty bandits and the Hershey Highway players and it's just like, girl, why y'all so mad? And this be the same shit I be saying too about how the white man be seeing and feeling about y'all, and how even like the male counterparts seeing y'all. Girl, what? Like, I'm not going to be at the bottom of the bottom. Felt like I'm the one being bullied and picked on, and then try to bully and pick on other people. If anything, I'm going to understand you being a victim, and I'm going to have some type of sympathy for you. But then again, on the flip side, a lot of people don't give a fuck about their own kids. So I don't expect you to fuck about me. You don't like yourself. You don't like your kids. You don't like the man that you had kids with. So I don't expect you to like me and respect me because, bitch, I'm not sleeping with you. Bitch, listen, we don't wake up to each other. And you're bothered by me. So I'm not concerned about that. I mean, I'm not shocked by that because, like I said, girl, this man had dogged you out and you still gave him kids. And some of you still want to give him more kids. Girl, some people have ended relationships and their ex became their next. Ain't no way. Girl, life is too short, girl. We were having a conversation the other day. I'll be done. Well, I was telling one of my sisters, honey, yeah, if I do decide to get married, my man would have to have his own place. I like my privacy. I like my alone time. And girl, I'm sorry, I could love you all day long, but I don't love you more than I love myself. I can't love somebody more than I love my parents. And baby, I need my space for my parents as well. And so going into all that, girl, with any girl, listen, ain't no way we're gonna end it and you made me feel some type of way because this is called healing and loving yourself. And you become, oh, now we're ready to do it again. Yeah, when we were younger, we really didn't understand each other. Now that we're older, we understand each other. The fuck out of here, babe. I don't care if we were 19 years old when we were gonna link up and it didn't work out, girl. Some people have been married since they were 14 years old and they 60 something right now. Girl, what was their story? So it's like, bitch, no, you had your fun and go keep having your motherfucking fun. Bitch, I don't give a fuck about none of that, girl. An X is an X for a reason, girl. We don't backtrack, we go forward. There's 8 billion people on this motherfucking planet. Girl, you haven't seen every country. You haven't visited every state. You haven't seen every city. Girl, oh, this is my soulmate. How do you know that if you never left out your state? How do you know this your soulmate if you never left to another country? How do you know this is your soulmate if you never visited any place outside of your home city? How do you know that? How do you know this is your soulmate? How do you, oh, I know we're trans because we got so much in common. Girl, y'all both are trauma bonded. That's what it is. That's how a lot of y'all are. You're trauma bonded. You're tied to this man because you both have the same type of trauma. And of course, the opposing energy I want you to elevate. Same thing with friendships. Some people bond with people because they share the same trauma, honey. And I said, girl, I'm always scanning and reevaluating. Oh, girl, honey, girl. As I elevate, I'm asking my friends, what's going on? I'm going into a new chapter of my life. Are you growing and elevating, honey? If you're still stuck, oh no, honey, I'm comfortable where I'm at. Yeah, baby, hi and bye. Girl, you are not meant to go to the next level with me, girl. But if you're constantly elevating like myself, girl, we're always what they said. Oh my God, there was something I watched. The spiritual guru was asked, why is there a lot of messed up relationships or relationships that are dysfunctional? And the guru said, a lot of people are in relationships and they're focused on each other too much. And when they focused on each other too much, which is also known as codependency, the lines start to meet up and they crisscross and they meet each other. They miss each other. But when two people come together and they have a long term individual, same goal, but individually they're going to get there, they go with each other. They go with the same flow of each other and it works out longer, and that's the longevity. And that's what I feel. I really do believe that that's how this stuff works. When you're focused on each other too much, and oh, I can, without my man, I don't know where I don't know. I wouldn't feel like myself when I'm a man. My man bring out a different side of me, and it's like, girl, what? How the fuck this man break out a different side of you, girl, when he doesn't know you like that and you don't know you like that, girl? Like, what? That doesn't make sense, girl. What type of experience is going on here? What type of trauma bonding shit is going on here? The women elevate you, the man elevates you, girl, but you guys are growing together in the same rate. There's not no, oh, he taught me some things about my stuff that I didn't know. Girl, that sounds like a groomer to me. Oh, she taught me about some things I didn't know. Girl, that sounds like a dysfunctional situation to me, girl. That doesn't sound like, oh, no relationship is perfect. Yeah, you're right. Just like life is not perfect, but you are still going to find a place or a space where it's peaceful and it's copacetic. Girl, you're not going to be, oh, I know life is not meant to be easy, but I'm going to intentionally go to people and places and situations that fuck up my energy and put me in a bad mood. No, girl, the same thing relationships, girl. No, ain't no relationship perfect, but a lot of you are not meant to be in relationships like that. Some of you people are meant to learn yourself and then you connect. And that's the biggest problem. A lot of people are in fucked up situations because they don't love themselves. They don't know themselves. They didn't spend enough time to know themselves. They don't sit here and journal. They don't sit here and have conversations. And like I said, because a lot of them don't have inner dialogue. A lot of them don't have a soul. So that's why I'm like, baby, I'd rather spend the rest of my life being single and independent and happy and content than to be in a relationship that I'm not happy with. Oh, but yeah, but you got to compromise. Yeah, certain things. Bitch, I'm not gonna sit here and be disrespected by you. I'm not gonna sit here and be called out my name when we get into a fight. You stupid ass. Like I said, that doesn't excite me. That doesn't make me feel good. Oh well, he had to call me stupid because I was acting stupid. Girl, that's not like a kid. That's not like a parent calling their kid out. Bitch, the fuck out of here. I wish my motherfucking man will call me stupid or call me out my motherfucking name. The fuck out of here, girl. What? And that's how it is. Girl, we fight about toothbrush and shit. Y'all not compatible then, babe. Girl, he should be just as messy as you're messy. If you like to keep your toothbrush lying on the countertop and he doesn't like that, girl, he need to go find somebody who don't like to keep their toothbrush on the countertop. Can we talk about it? If he like his eggs to be cooked sunny side up and you like your shit to be overdone, and bitch, he's fine with you about that, girl, he might need to go find somebody who like to have their shit sunny side up. Hello? If he likes almond milk and he likes to suck, or he likes whole milk, he likes to suck down pig feet, pig balls, and pig ears, and you don't like that shit, and you always trying to turn me into a vegan, bitch. Let him go find a pig lover. Let him go find a fellow pig ball sucker eater, lip eater, and shit. Hello, I'm sorry. Oh, but he looks too good for for me to pass that up. The fuck out of here, girl. Needy. Needy, that's your problem now. Needy. Bitch, the fuck out of here, girl. We could be friends for that matter. Girl, you're not gonna come to my house and tell me how to do my shit. Girl, I'm grown, honey. I'm grown. If I wanna girl, if I wanna have my leftovers on the stove with a lid on it, girl, I can do that. Girl, if I wanna take a shower and throw my towel on the floor, I could this is my home. I wish a motherfucker would come in here and be like, why you always keep your towel on the floor? Yeah, why you don't put your leftovers up? Is there a reason why you just take your clothes off and leave it at your door? Yeah, because I'm grown, bitch. I live with my parents. Yeah, I'm grown. This is my home. If I want to leave my clothes there, I can leave my clothes there. Bitch. And if you don't like it, you don't gotta come. Bye. Get the fuck out of here. But anywho, like I said, y'all comfortable, y'all be settling, girl. So that's your business, not mine. Some of y'all are willing to compromise your peace of mind just because you don't want to be alone. But at the end of the day, girl, you're still alone. You're alone with your own thoughts. You go to bed by yourself. You wake up by yourself. And guess what? When you die, you're going to die by yourself too. So it doesn't matter who you experience this life with by your side, girl, you're still a lonely ass individual person. So learn how to be content and learn how to be happy and secured with that. And you will find a man or woman who is also in that frequency. And girl, it's good. You'll have co-stars. But at the end of the day, girl, you're still your own person. Like I said, ain't no motherfucker telling me what to do and how to do it, girl. Hello? And that's why we don't commit crimes, girl, because I couldn't see myself going to a courthouse and a judge telling me or a jailhouse, they telling me when to go to bed and how to wake up. I don't get down like that, girl. I don't like to be dominated. I don't like to be told what to do, babe. Hello? That's why I got the fuck out my parents' house. So like I said, we don't commit crimes. Girl, hello? But you like to be told what to do. You like to be disrespected. You like to be treated like a slave. Girl, you're gonna do shit to go to jail. You're gonna do shit to let the judge or the police tell you all them tell you what the fuck to do. You're gonna love that shit. I don't like that shit. So girl, I stay out the way. Okay? I stay out the way, babe. I'm sorry. Where you at? I'm over here. And that's me. Like I said, same thing with that. Girl, I'm not going to be arguing with a man over toothbrushes, over how much money was spent. And, oh, you spending all our money? No, bitch, no, the fuck I'm not. You got your own money, I got my own money. The fuck? Oh, baby, you didn't take the car to go get clean. I got to go take it. Well, bitch, that's why you're going to have your own car. I'm going to have my own car. Hello? And if my car want to be junk and shit, that's my car.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's pretty much it, honey. That's the time it's going to let me have on here. Hour and 10 minutes. I done took up a lot of your time. That's pretty much it. And yeah, y'all will see me again very soon, honey. My tablet died, honey. Y'all know how to be, honey. Anyway, bye for now. Love and light, love and truth.